Kansas is like, we've known each other for like 10 years. Started met in high school, have been together ever since. And so, yeah, she's like, a big piece of my foundation, kind of who I am even now as an adult. And, I think it's important to have those people in your life who can really push you and also, keep you balanced as well. So, that's what she is for me. And for you, you're single, right? I bet like that's kind of like a role your family plays right now.
Oh, for sure.
Right? So
part of the dream, I guess, is to meet the shorty, meet the girl, meet the wife, meet the lovely lady, and then go out and be building something together, So it seems like your girl is super supportive of where you guys are at right now, so.
Yeah, no, for real. She's the best.
And then you guys got a dog right now too, right?
Yeah.
And what's that life like? Because I mean, if I'm being real
I'm a
with
dad, bro. No. Yeah, we got a 4-year-old golden doodle.
That's cool.
So we got a dog, and that's my dog.
Yeah, see, I can't do the whole dog thing, but that's more of a,
We got him during COVID.
Yeah.
So like one of those COVID dogs, and then that was both of our first pet.
Yeah.
Like growing up.
Oh, okay.
Like real pet, right? Because I'm like Asian house, they're not gonna have no dog.
For sure.
So
for sure.
We got a dog, and I was like, I couldn't love a non-human thing more. You know what I mean?
Nah, that makes a lot of sense. So, if it came down to it, right?
Yeah.
Like gun to your head, Hearth or the dog?
Oh shoot. That is. Oh man,
that's a question, bro.
That is a
Metaphorical
crazy
gun
question.
to the head, bro. Metaphorical gun to the head. What you gonna do?
Yeah, business is gonna have to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So at least you got some sort of priorities.
Yeah. We got that bond.
Okay, word.
Yeah.
So you're newlywed. How long you been married now?
4 years.
4 years.
Yeah.
Dog dad also for 4 years. Started up Hearth, and how long has that been?
February will be 2 years.
Okay. Just opened up second location, and that was what?
Yes, that was last week. Black Friday.
Black Friday. And then I think you have this maturity about you to where I feel like you're the type of dude where you walk into a room and there's no room too big or too small for you. Like I feel like you are yourself in any given situation.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the older I get, and I think this for everyone, right? Who kind of once you come into adulthood, and I think right now is the most comfortable I've been with just myself, knowing who I am.
Yeah.
I know that for some people they never figure that out.
Sure.
Right. And so I think I just am lucky and blessed that I've kind of learned that about myself as I've gotten older. And so I think at the end of the day we're just trying to do our best, right? So
of course, man. And I don't know, that's kind of the weird thing I think about growing up is no one really gives you, there is no playbook for anybody, right? And there's also no playbook specifically for Troy or in my instance for Thay. Like there's no playbook for someone like me. I'm one of one and you are one of one. And I think what is beautiful is we do get these opportunities. It seems like when we're in certain communities or have the right people around us to kind of interact with different ideas, right? So when I think about you have, you grew up, church background, mom and dad are still together, right? You got 2 younger brothers. Grandpa, I imagine, has a story. Grandma, I imagine, has a story, different perspectives. You take all that, you package it into you. And then you get you go and try to figure out, like you're saying, figure out life. So you go and either try to find the girl or not try to find the girl, or you go to school or try to get this job. And then you get this idea. And then it seems to me that part of what makes you Troy and allows you to be the man that you are and ultimately grow into the man that you want to be is the people around you. So I think a part of that is you got, I know you got your brother Jordan. I know you got your brother Luke.
Yeah.
Sounds like you got a solid enough relationship with mom and dad, which is really unique in and of itself. And then you got this amazing wife that you constantly are bragging and talking about. Got the dog on the side.
Yeah.
But then I also imagine you got some friends in your life that really rock with you as well,
For sure, yeah. Yeah. I believe you're only as good as the people around you.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how, like, we built our team also at Hearth. And so my personal life, yeah, like I have the relationships I have, and they're so important to me. And, for the hard side of things, like, our team is a very, like, close-knit team, and where we don't try to be something we're not.
Yeah.
And yeah, like, work is also work at the end of the day, but, we truly care about each other and our team. And so, yeah, I guess maybe unintentionally I tried to emulate my personal life relationship-wise, into a culture at Hearth. And so, I bet there's some overlap there, and I can see how that, comes about.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You do have this Asian American background, right?
Yeah.
And I imagine it's tough, right? So, or maybe tough isn't a fair word. It's one of those things that you get a chance to think about.
For sure.
It's
part of who you are.
It's part of who you are, right? So, I don't know, it seems to me like when we've gotten a chance to have a conversation, it seems like you're passionate about that.
Yeah, my dad's background was in diversity and inclusion for work. And so being able to be exposed to that and the knowledge behind it and kind of what that looks like, how to identify it. Right. I was able to learn very early on. And that really sparked, my dad has that passion of his sparks from what he's experienced, right?
Did you get the Jeremy Lin comments growing up?
Yeah, right? Like, you get those comments growing up as a youth, right? Because that's what, like, kids do.
Sure.
Right?
You remember the show American Dragon?
Yes.
Disney Channel?
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. So it's like what it is. It's like it's subconscious stereotypes.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
And so, which happens everywhere in the world, right?
Sure.
Now, doesn't mean that that's productive or helpful.
My perspective is obviously going to be a little bit different, right? I'm half black, half Asian.
Totally, yeah.
But I look,
it's really interesting.
I look like a brother from the burbs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I am. So, it's funny. Like, I definitely.
You're Rush Hour all in one.
No, for real. No, for real, man.
Yeah. At least at public school, like, you got different classes of kids, right?
Yep.
And you got poor families, you got rich families,
Sure.
like.
It's like everywhere.
My high school, I'm just around rich white folk. Like that's what it is. You're around rich white kids.
Yeah,
It's like, because everyone's paying to go there for the
Sure.
most part, right? I'm not
For
saying
sure.
everyone's got all this money, but
For sure.
it's so. I think for me, and I think that was growing up in this Christian setting. That's just part of the culture. I think, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Where I noticed, okay, yeah, like certain comments, the way someone might kind of assume you are, right?
Most definitely.
Because, something I've learned as I've grown up is, like, for Asians, especially in the U.S., for Asians in the U.S., they're expected kind of to not speak up. Which is cultural, right? Like, for the most part, they don't want problems, right? And so, my opinion is, like, why are we doing that? Like, speak your mind, right?
Sure.
If you're not cool with something, say that.
For
And
sure.
but I think for a lot of the generations ahead of us or behind us, it's like, hey, maybe culturally for you too, it's like, hey, you know what, like, put your head down, work hard.
Yep.
That's it.
For sure.
Yeah. So
I love that. I actually really love that perspective, and I appreciate you communicating that because, my perspective is similar to that, right? Like, I have the black side where my pops is like, hey, man, you got to act a certain way.
Yeah.
You're going to want to act a certain way. Not because everybody in the world is just out to get Thayu. Like, that's not how it works. It's more so, my mom would have this saying. My mom would have this saying. She would say, you're known by the company you're with.
Yeah.
She would use that a lot. What's up, bro? These dogs out here loving
I
us. But just to go along with that, like, she would say, you're known by the company you're with,
For sure.
And she would really just she would try to put these things in me of like, you want to carry yourself in a certain way.
Yeah.
And I don't think that was a bad thing. But then what that can do is it can breed some sort of, insecurity, for lack of a better word. And it's not my mom's fault by any means. It's also not like I'm a victim in that sense.
Yeah.
It's more so like you get older and you're like, man, I now get a chance to unlearn or function in the way that I think I can function, or could function in.
I think for a lot of people, they feel like they need to figure it out and haven't figured it out.
For sure.
And you know what? Like, that's just not realistic.
For sure, man.
Like, it's not. So, I saw like this thing on TikTok. It was like the other day, but it was like this voiceover, and it was kind of saying that, everyone is on their own road and path. And this sounds super cliche, but like, everyone's kind of on their own path with completely different timelines. And so like the 80-year-old who has a child, or like, compared to the 20-year-old who has a child, like neither's good or bad, right? It's like, that's their timeline, and that's what life looks like for them. So I kind of look at that all the time as good perspective of like, I think, comparisons like the thief of joy. And if you really just are content and happy and just genuinely want to do something or create something, like, I think that's the best way to kind of like achieve that.
I think that type of perspective is refreshing, for lack of a better word. Like, it's easy to want to be in front of the camera. It's easy to want all the attention. But are you cool with like really just
No, I think when people try to be cooler than they are, or like pretend like they got this, or they know this person, or any of that, you can see through that. You're gonna get caught, and it's not authentic.
Most definitely, man.
I just try my best not to live that way. Like, that's how I never want to be. And so, just with, like, at the end of the day, like, we sell sneakers and some shirts and clothes, right?
For sure,
like,
you gotta.
It's not like we're saving the world.
For sure, right?
So,
like,
it's just
Describe Hearth to me.
Hearth, clear definition, is a symbol of one's home, so a fireplace in one's domain, which leads into community. We want to be the place here where product can be expressed, and we have something for everybody. I know how important for me growing up product was, and how you can express who you are through product. That kind of drives our everyday mission, that someone can walk out of there and say, okay, like, this product relates to me, and I am happy that I get to express it. It's
Like,
38.
It's like my freaking toes, bro.
I couldn't even type,
bro. I appreciate you, dog. Like, for real, man. Seriously.
Thank you. Appreciate y'all.
Like, can't wait, man.
Excited to see it. Yeah.
This was the big part.
Right.
The next part